Imagine waking up one morning to an eerie silence. No chirping, no fluttering wings, no pigeons, no sparrows, no crows, nothing. Just silence. Now imagine that silence spreading across every city, every forest, every coastline, every farm, and every continent. Because all the birds on Earth have vanished. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most terrifying what-if scenarios you could ever imagine. What if birds disappeared from the planet? What would happen to our food supply? To our forests? To our oceans? To us? Get ready, because the consequences are far worse than you think. If birds vanished instantly, the first change wouldn't be seen, it would be heard. Our world would suddenly feel empty. Millions of people wake up every day to the sound of birds without even realizing it. Remove that sound and the world becomes unnaturally quiet. Creepy? Almost dystopian. Cities would feel dead. Forests would feel haunted. Mornings would lose their soul. But emotional impact is just the beginning. Within hours, insects would begin taking over. Birds eat hundreds of billions of insects every single day. Without birds, mosquitoes, flies, beetles, locusts, caterpillars, and pests of every kind would explode in population. Imagine trying to walk outside and being swarmed. Imagine farmers watching their crops being eaten alive. Imagine mosquitoes becoming uncontrollable in many regions. And remember, insects aren't just annoying. They spread diseases. Without birds controlling them, humans might face new outbreaks of mosquito-borne illnesses like malaria, dengue, Zika, and more. The world would feel like it's starting to break. And that's just the first 24 hours. Birds are not just cute animals flying in the sky. They are engineers of the planet's ecosystems. Without them, the food chain collapses fast. Predators go hungry. Hawks, eagles, owls. These hunters depend on smaller birds as part of their diet. If birds disappear, large predators starve. Mammals relying on bird eggs starve. Snakes lose a major food source. Forest predators become unstable. Nature is not designed for sudden disappearance. Remove one chain, the whole structure shakes. Carrion birds, the silent heroes, vultures are nature's garbage disposal team. They remove dead animals quickly so diseases don't spread. Without them, dead animals rot for days. Disease-causing bacteria grow. Scavengers like rats and feral dogs explode in number. Rabies, anthrax, and other infections spread more easily. India once lost millions of vultures due to a chemical in cattle medicine. And the result, dead animals everywhere. Disease outbreaks. Hospitals overwhelmed. Now imagine that happening on a global. If birds disappear, global farming collapses. Birds protect crops, birds eat crop-destroying insects. Without them, agricultural losses skyrocket. Farmers would fight locusts and caterpillars with chemicals, but pesticides have limits. Most nations would face massive crop failures, higher food prices, food shortages. Famine in vulnerable countries, human societies depend on stable food production. Without birds, it becomes unstable. Pollination disaster. People think bees do most of the pollination. True, but birds pollinate over 1,000 species of plants, especially tropical fruits. Bird-pollinated foods include mangoes, papayas, bananas, guavas, passion fruit, coffee plants, many nuts and flowers. Without birds, many of these species decline. Coffee becomes rare and extremely expensive. Fruit supply collapses. Tropical ecosystems start breaking apart. Seeds stop traveling. Birds also move seeds. They eat fruit, fly miles away, and drop seeds with natural fertilizer. This is how forests regenerate. Without birds, seed distribution slows dramatically. Forests thin out. New trees fail to grow. Old trees die with no replacements. Entire ecosystems start shrinking. Imagine the Amazon rainforest, already stressed, losing its regeneration engine. Earth becomes hotter. Carbon dioxide rises. Birds don't just fly. They help the planet breathe. We often forget about seabirds. Penguins, albatrosses, puffins, seagulls. Pelicans, terns, cormorants, these birds are crucial to marine life. They control fish populations. Many fish would spike in population at first, but soon the system would collapse. Too many small fish gives they eat all the plankton gives plankton declines gives oxygen levels drop gives oceans lose balance. A chain reaction begins. Nutrient cycle breaks, birds take nutrients from the ocean and drop them on land, especially islands. Their droppings called guano are rich in nitrogen and phosphorus. Without seabirds, fertility of coastal soils declines. Coral reefs lose a key nutrient source. Marine productivity drops, fish populations shrink. Ocean health is tied to the sky. Remove one, the other weakens. At first, people might think no more pigeons, no more crow noise. Good, but soon cities begin to suffer. Trash crisis, crows, pigeons, and gulls eat massive amounts of garbage. Without them, more trash piles up. More rats appear. Diseases spread easier. Urban sanitation collapses. Insects take over homes. Birds keep insect populations under control. Without them, cities face roach infestations, termite outbreaks, mosquito swarms, caterpillars invading parks, far more spiders. People begin using toxic pesticides. The air becomes more polluted. Children get sick more often. The world becomes harder to. We don't realize how deeply birds are woven into human life. Without them, no more national birds. No more pigeons in parks, no more hummingbirds. No more eagles soaring. No more songs, myths, or symbols involving birds, no more bird watching. No more nature soundscapes. Indigenous cultures lose sacred species. Religions lose symbols. Art loses inspiration. Humans lose a piece of their soul. A world without birds feels empty. Birds play a huge role in controlling carbon. How? 1. They spread seeds that grow new forests. 2. They fertilize soil naturally. 3. They reduce pest outbreaks that destroy plants. 4. They support ocean productivity. Without them, fewer forests. Less carbon absorption, more global warming. Faster climate disasters, hotter cities, stronger storms. Birds are climate warriors we hardly talk about. As years pass, the situation becomes catastrophic. Food becomes scarce. Prices skyrocket. Millions fall into poverty. Nations start fighting for resources. Diseases rise. Mosquito outbreaks become normal. Hospitals struggle. Ecosystems shrink. Forests die. Grasslands collapse. Fish stocks vanish. Economic collapse begins. Tourism disappears. Agriculture weakens. Fishing industries crash. Human civilization relies on nature and nature relies on birds. In the short term, yes. In the long term, it's unlikely. Without birds, food chains break. Forests collapse, insects overrun the planet. Oceans lose stability, climate accelerates. Disease outbreaks rise. Agriculture fails. Humans can't replace the work billions of birds do for free. Even if we create technology, drones can't pollinate forests. Machines can't spread seeds. Humans can't control insects at this scale. Artificial fertilizers cause pollution. We can't bring back extinct species. The world becomes harsh, unstable, and unpredictable. Human survival becomes a daily struggle. Birds are not optional. They are the support beams of our ecosystems. Remove them, and nature collapses. Imagine the world 50 years after birds vanish. Forests are thin, oceans are weak. Farmland is dying, cities overrun by insects. Disease outbreaks normal, food rare, air polluted. Humans struggling for survival. Earth becomes a hostile place. A planet that once sang with life now echoes with silence. Birds are more than animals. They are nature's army, pollinating, regenerating, cleaning, balancing, and sustaining life. If they vanished, humanity would follow. So the next time you hear a bird chirping, stop. Listen. Because that sound is not just beautiful, it's essential for our survival. And that's what would happen if birds disappeared from the planet.